All right, today we're talking about end behavior. So what end behavior is it's defined as the behavior exhibited by a function f of x as x approaches positive infinity, negative infinity, or a real number. And when we talk about end behavior, we want to talk about what the function does as it goes to the right and as it goes to the left. So when you graph something, you're going to have a horizontal axis called the x-axis. So I'm going to label this the x-axis. And likewise, the vertical axis is called the y-axis. So I'm going to label this with a y. Now, one of the concepts that you want to understand is if you go far enough to the right, you will reach positive infinity on the x-axis, right? If you go far enough to the right, you'll get to positive infinity. But if you go far enough to the left, you're going to reach negative infinity. And keep in mind that infinity and negative infinity are not exactly real numbers. In fact, they are hyperreal numbers. So we don't consider them to be real numbers. Likewise, for the y-axis, if you go far enough up on the y-axis, you will reach positive infinity on the y-axis. And likewise, if you go far enough down on the y-axis, you will get to negative infinity on the y-axis. So we're going to track what happens with this function as it goes to the right and as it goes to the left. And the way we want to write end behavior is as x approaches positive infinity, y approaches what? As x approaches positive infinity, y approaches what? That's going to be our answer for the question. So this is what happens as x goes to the right. Because if x is going to positive infinity, that means that we're going to the right. But likewise, we can also say as x approaches negative infinity, that means we're going to the left. So what we want to do is we want to track the behavior of this function as you go to the right and as you go to the left. So let's do the right side first. As x approaches positive infinity, we're going to the right. And when we go to the right, what does the function do? Does it go up or does it go down? It's going up, right? So we say y approaches positive infinity because you're going all the way up on the y-axis to positive infinity. And likewise, we can talk about what's going on as you go to the left, because as x approaches negative infinity, that means you're going to the left. So what does the function do as you move to the left? It's also going up, right? So we can say y is also approaching positive infinity as x approaches negative infinity. So that's going to be the answer for that one. Notice that the graph is y equals x squared. So it's always going to have that U-shaped parabolic behavior. Now on the next slide, I have two problems that I wanted to find the end behavior for. So we're going to do the right-hand side first. So we write as x approaches positive infinity, y approaches what? And likewise, we can talk about the left-hand side behavior. As x approaches negative infinity, y approaches what? So we're going to look at the right side first, and then we're going to look at the left side. So looking at the right-hand side, as we go to the right, what does the function do? Does it go down or does it go up? Does it go down or does it go up? It's going down, right? So we say that y is approaching negative infinity, because as y approaches negative infinity, that means you're going down on the y-axis. And likewise, we can talk about the left-hand side behavior. So on the left-hand side, as the function goes to the left, is it going up or is it going down? It's also going down. So we're going to say y approaches negative infinity. So that's the end behavior for that one. Notice that it has a negative leading coefficient. This is y equals negative 1/2 x squared. So the function is not opening up, it's opening down. Let's look at this one right here. This one is more of a cubic function, but we can analyze the right-hand side as well as the left-hand side. So let's go ahead and write that out. As x approaches positive infinity, what happens with the y coordinates? And likewise, on the left-hand side, as x approaches negative infinity, what happens to the y coordinates? Do they go up or do they go down? Okay, so let's talk about the right-hand side first. As the function goes to the right, where does the function going? Is it going up or is it going down? It's going up. So we say y approaches positive infinity. But on the left-hand side, the function is going down. It's going down. So we say y is approaching negative infinity. And that's basically end behavior in a nutshell. All you're doing is you're tracking what the function is doing as you go to the left, and you're tracking what the function is doing as it's going to the right. So I hope that helps.